Let's delve into the discomfort, that nagging sensation you try to ignore when you're by yourself. The thought that stealthily creeps in just as you're about to drift off to sleep, masquerading as an innocuous whisper, yet plunges into you like an icy blade. Can you sense it? It's that subtle, persistent unease that lingers. Sometimes you label it as stress. Other times you attribute it to a person, your job, or a particular circumstance. But deep down, you recognize it's none of these things. It's something more profound, something ancient. It has been accompanying you for years, perhaps even your entire life. It's the void disguised as daily routine, the strain concealed behind every practiced smile. You can't pinpoint its origin, but its presence is undeniable, existing like a quiet parasite, like a shadow without a source. Then, the doubts begin. You question yourself, your actions, and whether the path you're walking is genuinely yours, or if you adopted it because it seemed right, because it was the expected choice, because you were told that's how life should be lived. Yet you don't feel truly alive. You breathe, yes. You function. You labor. You converse. You smile, you plan. But you are not living. You are merely surviving. And you do it so convincingly that nobody notices. On the outside, you appear stable, normal, perhaps even accomplished. But inwardly, something is amiss. Something groans. Something yearns to break free. And you've been muffling it for years. Do you recognize what I'm describing? Fear. Not the cinematic kind. Not the fear of heights or the monsters under your bed. I refer to the real paralyzing fear that operates silently. The fear that lurks in minor decisions. Each time you say, I can't, when you actually mean, I'm terrified. I'm talking about societal fear, the type that prompts you to rehearse your words thrice over to avoid sounding foolish, that compels you to erase messages, delay calls, dodge interactions. I'm referring to existential fear, the kind that emerges in the stillness, whispering that you're wasting your time, your life, that none of it makes sense. But here's the twist. That fear doesn't stem from the external world. It isn't other people, the future, death, or rejection that frightens you. It's your own perspective, the way you view yourself, the distorted lens through which you interpret your existence. You weren't born with fears of judgment or failure. You learned them, absorbed them. Now they reside within you as though they are a part of you. But they are not. They are mere visitors. You nourish them each time you convince yourself you're incapable, each time you choose to conform, to blend in, to conceal. Anxiety? Oh, anxiety. Such a diminutive word for such an immense monster. It doesn't scream, it doesn't strike, it doesn't bleed, yet it consumes you, diminishes you, steals from you. It constantly positions you on high alert as if life is an ongoing menace, as if disaster lurks around every corner. And the worst part? You don't even know what you're fleeing from. You only know you cannot halt, cannot unwind, that something might go awry at any moment. And your body reacts. Your muscles, your gut, your breath. Everything gears up for a danger that never materializes. And do you know why it never materializes? Because the danger is you, or more accurately, what you believe about yourself, the narratives you tell yourself when no one else is listening. This isn't a diagnosis, it's a confession, one I had to confront within myself as well. For years I existed in this manner, diminished, defensive, shielding myself from unseen perils, feeling out of place, as if something was inherently wrong with me, struggling to validate my worth while internally crumbling. And it was amidst this breakdown that I started to perceive the truth. I wasn't weak. I wasn't defective. What was destroying me wasn't anxiety, but my battle against it, my frantic attempts to conceal it, deny it, suppress it, as if experiencing fear were a crime, as if its absence signified triumph. But I share this from the other side now. Fear is not something to be eradicated. It is to be confronted, crossed, observed. Only when you dare to face it directly, without judgment, without fleeing, does it begin to diminish its grip. Anxiety is a signal, not an adversary. It's a call to reconnect with yourself, to stop operating in survival mode, to cease existing as though you are perpetually at war with the world, with yourself, with your narrative. Living in fear is not truly living. It's merely surviving, preemptively surrendering to yourself before you even fully understand who you are. And yes, it's terrifying to release fear because, despite its pain, it also provides a sense of security. It's a prison, but one with familiar bars dictating your limitations, warning you against risks, confining you to a safe zone. But what is the point of safety if you never experience aliveness? You've been misled that fear signifies weakness. That's a falsehood. Fear is innate. What's unnatural is living confined by it, concealing it, pretending all is well while your inner world disintegrates. Existing this way is akin to dying by degrees, watching life pass as if it were a film in which you're merely an observer, walking head down, hoping not to disturb, not to fail, not to be noticed. But here's the harsh reality. No one will grant you the permission to live fully. No one is coming to rescue you. No one can liberate your mind but you. And it's not about being courageous all the time. It's about moving forward even when you tremble, speaking up even when your voice quavers, consistently choosing yourself despite the external cacophony. Because that noise is just that, noise. It's not the truth, not your fate, just echoes of others' fears that you've adopted as your own. But you can release them. You can learn to navigate with them without allowing them to control you. This is where transformation begins, not with grandiose gestures or motivational speeches, but with a simple, honest question. How much of what I do is motivated by fear, and how much of what I avoid is due to the same cause? When you start responding with stark honesty, you'll realize your entire existence has been shaped by an unseen adversary. But by identifying it, acknowledging it, embracing it, it starts to weaken. Today, I'm not here to provide solutions. I'm here to open doors, to challenge everything you've believed about yourself, to encourage you to view yourself anew. Because once you grasp that fear is merely an illusion you've mistaken for reality, you'll begin to see that life isn't a perpetual threat. It's a game, indeed a complex and uncertain one, but a game nonetheless. And games are meant to be played, not shied away from. Stay with me because what follows could be the key difference between continuing to merely survive and truly starting to live. Now let's address something seldom discussed, something that lies beneath fear and anxiety like roots beneath the soil, the craving for control. Yes, control. That frantic effort to predict everything, to preempt every discomfort before it arises, that habit of envisioning every potential scenario before making a decision, that routine of mentally rehearsing conversations that haven't occurred yet, that compulsion to make sense of everything, to rationalize everything, to shield yourself before you even feel. Do you recognize it? That's one of the most merciless facets of anxiety. It not only causes you to suffer, but it also convinces you that suffering is the only path to control. And here's the kicker. Control is an impeccably dressed falsehood. You never possessed it, and you never will. The world doesn't owe you stability, nor explanations. And the more you attempt to grasp it, the more it eludes you. We aren't here to dominate life, we're here to experience it. But the anxious don't seek experiences, they seek predictions. And in their relentless forecasting, life slips away. It dilutes. It transforms into a never-ending series of hypotheticals that never materialize. And while you prepare for turmoil, tranquility evades you. Because being alive isn't about mastering control, it's about embracing the chaos and navigating through it. And do you know the root of this obsession with control? The fear of uncertainty. But here's the paradox. Uncertainty is the most authentic aspect of existence. It's the one constant we all share. Each morning you awaken, you step into unknown territory. You may pretend to have a plan, to make lists, to project into the future. But you know that anything could alter everything in an instant. Yet you persist in resisting this reality, as if opposition could bring you peace. But resistance doesn't yield tranquility. It brings exhaustion. True relief comes when you let go, when you realize that control is merely a fantasy concocted to soothe the ego. And when the ego is frightened, it screams. It screams to defend itself, to avoid confronting the void. But the void isn't to be avoided. It's to be traversed, experienced, and ultimately transformed. That's why many remain trapped in mental loops, in repetitive thoughts, in endless analyses. Has that ever happened to you? Thinking so much about a situation that you feel paralyzed, unable to make a decision or take action? This is a common symptom of living under the illusion of control, a symptom that feeds on your fears and magnifies them. But what if you could break free from this cycle? What if you could understand that your need for control is rooted in fear, and by addressing that fear, you could begin to live more freely, more authentically? Imagine the possibilities that could unfold if you allowed yourself to experience life as it comes, without the need to predict every outcome, without the need to shield yourself from every potential hurt. This isn't just about managing anxiety, it's about reclaiming your life, about stepping into each day with courage and openness, ready to embrace whatever comes your way. It's about living, not just existing. And it starts with a simple yet profound shift in perspective. So as we continue this conversation, I invite you to reflect on your own relationship with control. Do you cling to it as if it were a lifeline? Do you let it dictate your decisions and constrict your life? Or are you ready to loosen your grip and discover what lies beyond the boundaries you've set for yourself? Let's explore these questions together, and perhaps in the process, find a path to a more fulfilling, fearless existence.